Attraction is a complex dance that many men misunderstand. They believe it's all about looking good, having the right status, or impressing with charm. But what if I told you that true attraction isn't about any of those things? What if I told you that 98.7% of women are actually drawn to something far deeper, something that can't be faked or forced? The truth is that most men spend years chasing women, learning pickup lines, or obsessing over their appearance, all the while missing the single most powerful truth about attraction. The key to being irresistible to women isn't about impressing them, it's about becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts respect, desire, and admiration. But here's the catch: this truth isn't glamorous. It isn't easy. And it certainly isn't something you can fake. It requires real self-mastery, emotional stability, and an understanding of how attraction works beneath the surface. And this is where the philosophy of Stoicism comes in. Stoicism isn't about detaching from the world or suppressing emotions, it's about mastering your reactions to external circumstances. A Stoic man understands that true strength lies in self-control, clarity, and the ability to act with purpose rather than impulsively. In the context of attraction, the Stoic approach allows you to observe the subtle cues a woman gives, without being clouded by overanalysis or impulsive reactions. Instead of chasing after women, you learn to attract them by embodying qualities that naturally pull them in. In this video, we're going to explore 7 powerful secrets that make you irresistible to women. These aren't tricks or superficial techniques, they are fundamental traits that, when embraced, will naturally draw women toward you. And the best part? You'll learn to use the wisdom of Stoicism to help you stay grounded, confident, and in control, no matter the situation. Let's dive into these secrets and discover how being the right kind of man can make you irresistible without ever trying too hard. Stay grounded. Stay sharp. Secret 1: the power of teasing. Attraction isn't about being overly available or predictable, it's about creating an emotional roller coaster that keeps a woman intrigued. One of the most powerful tools in the art of attraction is teasing. But not just any teasing, the kind that builds tension, sparks curiosity, and keeps her wanting more. Women are drawn to men who know how to create mystery and excitement. They don't want everything handed to them on a silver platter. In fact, women are wired to crave tension, the kind that arises when things aren't so easily attainable. That's where the art of teasing comes into play. When you tease a woman, you're not just making her laugh or enjoying playful banter, you're creating emotional tension that triggers dopamine, the same chemical associated with pleasure and desire. A man who can tease a woman in a way that is playful yet restrained makes her feel wanted but never fully in control. This creates an emotional push-pull dynamic, where she feels attracted but isn't certain whether you feel the same. It's this uncertainty that builds anticipation and makes her crave your attention even more. But here's the key: teasing isn't about being rude or dismissive, it's about showing that you are confident and emotionally composed. You don't need to shower her with compliments or validation. Instead, you give just enough to keep her engaged, and then you pull back. A well-timed compliment, followed by a playful withdrawal, makes her want to chase you and figure out what you really think. The Stoic man understands the power of timing. He doesn't rush into emotional declarations or try too hard to impress. Instead, he plays the game of attraction with restraint, allowing the tension to naturally build over time. This subtlety, this balance, is what makes him so irresistible. Secret 2: the power of scarcity. The principle of scarcity is one of the most powerful psychological triggers in attraction. When something is always available, its value decreases. But when something is rare, it instantly becomes more desirable. The same concept applies to attraction. If you are always there, always available, you lose the mystery and excitement that women find captivating. Scarcity breeds desire, and women are instinctively drawn to men who don't chase them. The man who is willing to walk away is the one who holds the power. Why? Because women are wired to want what they can't have easily. They want to be the ones who work for something valuable, not have it handed to them on a silver platter. When you give a woman all your attention without reserve, it can make her feel comfortable, but it also makes you seem predictable and easily attainable. Instead of creating that magnetic pull, it often results in her losing interest. On the other hand, when you hold back just enough, leaving her wondering, does he like me, or is he just messing with me, you keep her intrigued and wanting more. The Stoic man understands the power of self-sufficiency and independence. He doesn't need to cling to anyone for validation. He has his own goals, passions, and priorities. And when he remains a bit elusive, not constantly available or over-attentive, it sends the message that he is a man of value, one who is comfortable with himself, whether she's present or not. When you practice scarcity, you increase your value in her eyes. And once she realizes that she has to work to get your attention, she'll start to chase you instead of the other way around. This shift in dynamics makes her desire you more, and that's when you become truly irresistible. Secret 3: Building sexual tension with control. Sexual tension is one of the most powerful forces of attraction, but it's not about being overly explicit or rushing the moment. It's about creating a slow burn that builds gradually, making her feel something before she even fully understands it. The man who can build sexual tension without rushing is the one who keeps her on edge and deeply intrigued. The key to building sexual tension is control over your actions, your words, and your pacing. Women find men who can slow down the process far more attractive than those who rush into intimacy. It's the anticipation that makes the experience feel more exciting. The more you hold back and make her wonder what will happen next, the stronger her desire becomes. When you hold eye contact just a little too long, when you speak in a deep, controlled voice, or when you create a moment where she thinks you might kiss her and then pull back, you're building tension. It's this uncertainty that keeps her mind racing and makes her body react before her mind catches up. The Stoic approach to sexual tension is to remain calm and unmoved by the moment. While most men act impulsively or nervously, the Stoic man understands the power of patience and presence. He doesn't need to rush or escalate the situation. Instead, he waits for the right moment, allowing the tension to build naturally. The secret here is restraint, the ability to withhold immediate gratification and make her crave the moment you'll give her. And the more you master this art, the more she will crave your control, both emotionally and physically. That's when the true power of attraction lies, when she's no longer in control, but is drawn to you in a way she can't resist. Secret 4: Making her feel desired without overdoing it. One of the most powerful forms of attraction is when a woman feels desired, but not in a way that's obvious or overbearing. Women are drawn to men who make them feel wanted, but they don't want to feel like they're being chased or that their worth is being placed in their hands for validation. The key here is subtlety. To make a woman feel desired in a magnetic way, the man needs to show interest without desperation. It's not about showering her with compliments every second or trying to win her approval at every turn. Instead, it's about making her feel that energy, the quiet confidence that you find her interesting, attractive, and intriguing, but you're not rushing to win her over. The Stoic approach here is about emotional control. It's about not rushing into expressions of desire, but instead, conveying that desire through presence and calm attention. Women are instinctively drawn to men who exude self-assurance. They want to feel that their attractiveness is recognized, but they also want the interaction to feel like something that naturally unfolds, not something that's being forced. The power of this approach lies in creating a slow build-up of connection. Rather than throwing yourself at her with constant affection or attention, the Stoic man makes her feel special by his reserved desire. The moments of eye contact, the occasional compliment, the genuine interest in what she says, all of these things convey that she's wanted. When you master this art of subtlety, you create an atmosphere where the woman feels desired and drawn to you, but never overwhelmed or smothered. The longer you make her feel wanted, the more irresistible you become. Secret 5: Keeping her curious and intrigued. Curiosity is one of the most potent forces in attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who keep them guessing, the man who doesn't give everything away, but instead leaves enough mystery to keep her intrigued. If you reveal everything about yourself too soon, you'll rob the interaction of its mystery and emotional tension, both of which are crucial in building attraction. The key is to create a slow unraveling of yourself, revealing just enough to spark curiosity, but leaving her wanting more. This doesn't mean playing games or being dishonest. It means holding back enough to allow her to wonder about you, your thoughts, your intentions, your feelings. By doing this, you tap into her natural desire to understand you and connect with you on a deeper level. The Stoic man understands the importance of self-control and patience in this process. While many men rush to share their feelings, desires, or insecurities, the Stoic keeps a level of emotional distance that lets the woman come closer at her own pace. By doing so, he maintains power over his emotions and doesn't give in to the urge to reveal himself completely. This control creates an air of mystery that makes him even more attractive. It's not about being cold or distant, it's about letting the attraction build naturally over time. This kind of unpredictability triggers her curiosity and increases her desire to learn more about you. The more she wonders, the more she invests emotionally in the connection, and the stronger the attraction becomes. By keeping her intrigued and not rushing to reveal your every thought and feeling, you'll create an emotional pull that she won't be able to resist. Secret 6: Owning your space. One of the most underrated aspects of attraction is how you carry yourself, specifically, how you own the space around you. Women are instinctively drawn to men who exhibit confidence and presence, men who move through life with certainty and purpose. When you own your space, you demonstrate that you belong, and that energy is incredibly magnetic. A man who occupies his space doesn't shrink or fade into the background. Instead, he moves with authority, whether it's in the way he stands, speaks, or carries himself. This is not about arrogance or trying to impress others, it's about being grounded in your own identity, knowing who you are and not needing validation from the external world. The Stoic man embraces this presence. He understands that he is the one responsible for defining his reality and that his worth is not contingent upon the approval of others. The way he holds himself, the way he fills the room with his energy, signals strength, self-assurance, and a lack of neediness. Women are drawn to this because it feels secure. A man who knows his own worth doesn't need to prove it constantly. The key to owning your space is also in the small actions: how you stand tall, how you take your time with decisions, how you express your opinions without hesitation. You don't shrink away when confronted with challenges. Instead, you face them with composure and emotional resilience. A man who owns his space does not need to chase women for attention. He simply exists, and his presence alone commands respect. This is what makes him irresistible, not because he tries, but because he is. Secret 7: The power of silence and restraint. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do in a moment of attraction is to say nothing. Silence can be incredibly intoxicating when used correctly. It creates a sense of anticipation and mystery, making a woman feel emotions that words can't quite evoke. When a man knows how to hold back and doesn't feel the need to fill every moment with conversation, he instantly becomes more appealing. The Stoic man knows that restraint is a form of strength. In a world where people are constantly speaking, trying to impress or convince, the man who can remain silent exudes a calm confidence that draws people in. This isn't about being emotionally distant or cold. It's about creating a space of stillness that allows the other person to feel the weight of the moment. Silence in attraction works because it creates an emotional charge that words often dilute. It builds tension, a tension that is magnetic. A well-timed pause before speaking, a brief moment of eye contact, and a slight lean-in without saying a word can communicate volumes more than a flurry of compliments or flirtations. The Stoic approach to silence is mastery. By controlling the urge to speak or act impulsively, the Stoic man allows the other person to feel his presence without over-communicating. The less he speaks, the more the other person's attention is drawn to him, creating a desire to know more. In moments of silence, confidence radiates. You show her that you are secure in your presence, and that you don't need to fill every moment with words. This is a powerful form of attraction, one that's often overlooked, but incredibly effective when used with intention. Attraction isn't about mastering superficial tricks or trying to impress women with grand gestures. It's about becoming the kind of man who embodies strength, confidence, and mystery, qualities that naturally draw women to you without the need for excessive effort. The true power lies in how you carry yourself, how you engage emotionally, and how you manage the tension that exists between you and the woman who's interested. The Stoic mindset provides a profound framework for understanding attraction. It's not about being detached from emotions, but about mastering your reactions, observing with clarity, and acting only when the moment demands. The man who can tease, create scarcity, build sexual tension, and make her feel desired, all while maintaining control over his own emotions and actions, becomes irresistible without needing to chase or perform. The secret isn't in trying harder to impress, but in being the kind of man who doesn't need to try. This is what makes you naturally attractive, the ability to remain calm, confident, and emotionally stable in every situation. Women are drawn to men who understand their own worth and don't rely on external validation. Remember, attraction is about creating a dynamic where both people feel pulled toward each other, but without anyone feeling pressured. You hold the power when you're able to stay in control, when you can walk away if necessary, and when you know that silence and restraint often speak louder than words. Now that you understand these 7 secrets, it's time to start applying them in your interactions. Become the man who doesn't need to chase, the man who attracts naturally. Now that you've discovered the 7 powerful secrets that make you irresistible to women, it's time to start applying them. Observe the way you carry yourself, your emotional responses, and how you interact with the women around you. Are you giving off the energy of a man who is self-assured, mysterious, and emotionally controlled? Take a moment to reflect on your actions. Are you playing it too safe, or are you creating the right kind of tension? Are you confident enough to walk away when needed, and do you understand the power of silence? These are the qualities that naturally attract women, and when you master them, you'll no longer have to chase or try to impress. You will become the man who naturally draws people in. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more insights on how Stoicism can improve your interactions, emotional control, and personal growth. If you're ready to embody these secrets and start attracting the right women, comment below and let me know, which of these secrets will you start applying today? What changes will you make in your behavior? Remember, attraction is not about perfection, it's about becoming the best version of yourself, the kind of man who stands firm, creates connection, and remains grounded. When you act with calm confidence and self-respect, the right people will naturally be drawn to you. So, stay grounded, stay true to yourself, and embrace your power. I'll see you in the next one.